It's been a long time coming, but finally Vasilije Micic will get his chance in the NBA. As a player coming over from Europe, you hear the typical questions of how does he play? Is he any good? And most importantly, will he make it in the NBA? Now sit back, relax, and hop aboard. Before we get to the advanced stuff, let's start with the basics. Micic is a 29-year-old Serbian guard who played for Anadolu Efes in Turkey since 2018. He is a two-time Euroleague champ, the best league in Europe, two-time Euroleague final for MVP, and so on. Micic was drafted already back in 2014 as the 52nd pick by the Philadelphia 76ers. In 2020, Micic's draft rights were acquired by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and talk of Micic going to the NBA has been going for the past few years, but it didn't materialize as Micic expected to be guaranteed a rotation spot. Last season, Micic managed to put up 16 points per game in the Euroleague. That might not sound a lot to NBA fans, but averaging 15 points or more is a really good tally in Europe, as there were just 6 players in last season's Euroleague who outscored Micic. It is also important to note that Micic's second part of the season was heavily hampered due to a knee injury, which is why he missed some games and played some while not being fit. Micic scored 53.7% of his two-point field goals, which is very good for a guard. He is athletic enough to make successful drives and controls his body really well while in air. His three-point percentage of 35.7 is not anything remarkable, but it must be noted that many of his attempts were at the end of the shot clock or just generally hard shots that he had to take because the offense was not running smoothly. Despite that, he averaged 7.2 points per game from three-pointers, which ranked 5th in the Euroleague. And we all know how valuable three-point shots are in today's game. Let's dive deeper. His true shooting percentage of 59.3 is above average for a guard, and if we look at this metric in last season's NBA, he would have ranked tied 85th with Bradley Beal and Caleb Martin. Also, Micic's effective field goal percentage of 53.7 was not too shabby. Of course, being an above-average scorer in the Euroleague does not always translate to the NBA, but it's clear that Micic has the tools to be a threat to the basket in the NBA. Many like to point out that Micic is a ball hog and his usage rate really was very high at 23.4%. But he was the biggest star and primary ball handler at Efes, so a high usage rate really is no surprise. And it's not like he is a selfish player. His assists average of 5.35 was 6th best in the Euroleague. That exemplifies how Micic is able to find the open man, and he does not have a problem sharing the ball. Where Micic also shined was the number of points he created for his teammates. Efes players scored 12.6 points off Micic's assists, and there weren't many players who were better in that category. There are 3 aspects of Micic's game that are concerning in terms of the NBA. First is his tendency to lose the ball. 2.7 turnovers per game ranked 4th in the Euroleague if we take players who played at least half of the games into account. His assist-to-turnover ratio of 2 gave him just the 38th place in the Euroleague, but while in the Euroleague every game matters even in the regular season, the NBA's more lax defense in the regular season might help him be a more efficient ball handler in the NBA. Second is his defense. Micic is not a very good defender. He has decent size for his position at 6'5" or 196 centimeters, but a poor wingspan. His limited tools make it hard for him to stay solid against athletic players, and his lateral quickness is not very good. In terms of team defense and defensive awareness, he is better, but overall his defense was slightly above average in Europe. Third is his tendency to get blocked, as he ranked 1st in the Euroleague in blocks against. The fact that the NBA has a defensive 3-second rule while Europe does not is not much of a saving grace for Micic in terms of his drives, as there are bigger and more athletic bigs and wings in the NBA. Even though they can't camp under the basket, their quickness and athleticism will help to make up for that and surely be a problem for Micic on drives. Now, we have established that Micic is individually a really good player in Europe, especially on offense. But how did he impact Efes? The two-time defending Euroleague champs did not make it to the playoffs. Even though they were one of the best offensive teams, they suffered heavily on the defensive end. Yet Micic's net rating of plus 3.1 shows that while on the floor, he did make the team better. Micic surely has the talent to be in the NBA, but he will have to change his game a bit. It's close to impossible that he will become a spot-up shooter with some ball-handling responsibilities in the NBA, as that's just not his game. But as a guard coming from the bench playing around 25 minutes with an emphasis on scoring on jumpers or getting to the free-throw line, playing pick and roll and sharing the ball, he is very capable of playing that role. What's most important, however, is to have a system and a coach that fits. There have been many great European players in the NBA who came back to Europe with their tail between the legs. That's because although they were very good basketball players, they were not very good basketball players in terms of what was asked from them.